They killed Stephen. Oh my God.
A mother's nightmare.
The left part of his face was blown apart, and I was trying to put his face back together.
Did her son's best friend pull the trigger?
We have the clothes he was wearing that night. This is her son's blood.
You shot my son.
I didn't shoot him.
You left Stephen in a ditch riddled with bullet holes.
I did not kill Stephen.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
I try to be an emotional compass and point you in the right direction.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Thank you very much. All right. Take a look. This is Stephen. At 20 years old, he had his whole future in front of him, with plans to go into the National Guard. Stephen was described as handsome, well-liked, and generous. He was never in trouble a day in his life. That was until April 13th, 2011. On that fatal day, Christina claims her oldest son, Stephen, got into a heated argument with his good friend, Devin, who he trusted and even protected. Christina alleges Stephen was outraged that Devin was giving drugs to another friend, and tensions between the two built throughout the day, culminating in a fight that escalated too far, too fast, and ended with Devin showing up with a friend who had a gun and Stephen losing his life. Christina says she found her son bloody in a ditch minutes after shots were fired. Now, Devin, his girlfriend, and the friend with the gun were all arrested for being involved with Stephen's murder. Now, Devin, who was charged and pled guilty to negligent homicide, was just released from prison and has continuously claimed that he never had the gun and never pulled the trigger. Christina claims this is a lie, and she says she wants the truth from Devin for the first time ever when they come face to face today on this stage. Take a look.
My son Stephen and Devin became friends when Devin was 18 years old. Devin started getting in trouble with the law, and the more trouble he got into, Stephen stood back. About 5 years ago, Stephen got into an argument with Devin. Stephen was really upset because he heard that Devin was giving drugs to one of Stephen's ex-girlfriends. Devin was really mad and wanted to fight Stephen. Devin was saying crazy stuff to my son on speakerphone, saying he was going to shoot up our house. It was about 10:30 at night, and my son and I were standing outside of his house. I saw 2 trucks pull up. I knew there was going to be trouble, and then I started hearing gunshots ring out. And I was counting them as they rang out in my head. 14 total. The shots came from Devin's truck.
911, where's your emergency?
I think my buddy's shot. Y'all need to hurry up.
Tell me what your name is, sir.
Chance Bourgeois. Oh my God. Y'all need to hurry, please.
I found my son Stephen laying in a ditch. And as I was running up to him, all I could see was the side of his face was blown apart. And I was trying to hold his face together so that we could do CPR.
Chance.
Y'all need to hurry up, he's shot.
Chance, where was he shot at? What part of his body?
In the head, a couple times. Oh my God. Y'all gotta hurry.
Sheriff Tony Mancuso says deputies found a young man unresponsive with severe trauma to his head and other parts of his body. A witness who was walking with the victim told investigators a car drove by and began firing several gunshots.
Come on, Stephen.
Is he breathing, Chance?
I'm trying to keep him going. He's not. Come on, Stephen. They killed him. Oh my God.
My beautiful son Stephen was dead. In my eyes, justice has not been served. I firmly believe that Devin murdered my son. As Stephen's mother, I'll never rest again until Devin is behind bars.
Okay, Christina, first let me say I'm so sorry for your loss.
Thank you.
It's bad enough to lose a child, but then to lose a child violently, unexpectedly like this, has got to just be a terrible reality for you.
It's not natural. You're not supposed to bury your children.
Right. And this night, you heard gunshots, right?
Well, I was actually with Stephen outside of my house when Devin and Nikita's truck pulled in front of my house. I told him that I was calling the police, and we walked inside.
What was your first clue that something was wrong?
Him not being in the kitchen.
Okay.
So I walked outside. I saw him and my daughter walking off of my property. So I yelled for him to come back. And as I was walking towards them, my daughter turned around and came back to me. But my son kept walking. And when my daughter got to me, she told me that Chance had snuck out another door and that he was going to the end of the street to make sure that they were not waiting on my son. And so my daughter got my son and said, hey, you need to go check on Chance. And as soon as he turned the corner, I heard the gunshots, and I counted all 14 of them.
You heard 14 gunshots? Okay. And what did you do? Did you...
I was running, and I saw my son on the side of the road.
Okay. And where was he on the side of the road?
There was like a ditch on the side of the road, and he was laying on his back up against a fence. As I was running towards him, I could see that the left part of his face was blown apart and bones were sticking out, and I was trying to put his face back together. He had been shot twice in the face, once in his right arm, in the chest, hit every organ except for his heart, and both of his kneecaps were blown out.
People were arrested. A trial took place. A man was convicted of second-degree murder and second-degree attempted murder because apparently Chance was shot at as well.
Yes, Chance was shot at as well.
And so this person is in jail now, life.
Right.
Okay. Devin pled out.
Well, actually, Devin, Nikita, and David Fontenot were all three charged with second-degree murder and second-degree attempted murder.
Devin was not convicted of second-degree murder. They reduced the charges, right?
Yes, we went to trial. It was a hung jury, so they said that they were going to give him a plea bargain. He got a total of 5 years. He spent 2 years and 4 months in jail.
So at this point, you're still really upset because you believe that the man that shot your son in the head, shot him in the chest, shot his kneecaps off, killed him brutally, and left him in a ditch, did precious little time and is out walking around.
Exactly.
And you say since he was convicted and went to prison, and since he's been out, that he's been harassing you.
Yes, he'll harass us. He'll come at us head-on in vehicles, and he'll make sure that we see it's him.
You're saying he's taunting you?
Yes.
What is his motive for doing that? Why would he do that?
I think he just likes to have that control.
Well, the last time Christina saw Devin was about 5 months ago in court. But now today is her first opportunity to ask him what really happened on the day of her son's murder. Now, they're going to come face to face when Devin joins us right after the break.
I never had the chance to tell the story of what happened that night. I didn't pull the trigger. I did not have a gun. I've always wanted to just set the record straight.
And later...
You left Stephen in a ditch, shot, riddled with bullet holes.
I did not kill Stephen.
Really? That's why we have the voicemail saying that y'all were going to blow his brains out that night. And then he was killed 6 hours later. There are so many unanswered questions about my son's murder. I want to ask Devin why he murdered my son. I want to know how Devin sleeps at night. How could you say my son was your friend when you left him to die in the ditch? What I really want to know is the truth. I fear for the first time when I'm face to face with Devin in public because I don't know how I'll react.
Well, Devin walked out of prison a free man after serving time for negligent homicide in connection with the death of Stephen Bergeron. Now, Devin says he did not have the gun, did not load the gun, did not shoot the gun that killed his friend. He was just there when it happened. Now, Stephen's mother, Christina, claims Devin is a liar and did pull the trigger. Christina says she does not understand why Devin is still not behind bars with a much longer sentence. Well, here's what Devin has to say.
In Christina's mind, I'm just a cold-blooded murderer, and I killed her son for no reason.
About 10:30 tonight, we got a call about shots fired in this area.
Still no word on a possible motive.
I never had the chance to tell the story of what happened that night. I didn't murder her son, I didn't kill him. Stephen was one of my good friends. How this all started was Stephen's mom's boyfriend, Chance, started calling me and threatening me on the phone. Chance said my roommate at the time, David Fontenot, was selling drugs to Stephen's ex-girlfriend. Chance was furious. My roommate, David, didn't have a vehicle at the time, so I let him use my truck. I was using my girlfriend Nikita's truck. David told me that some truck was trying to run him off the road. He said 2 guys were in the truck hollering at him and calling him a bitch and telling him they was going to beat his ass and they were going to kill him. When he described the truck, I knew it was Stephen's vehicle. David was so mad he went and got a gun. It was about 10:30 at night and we were in a parking lot near Stephen's house. David was driving my truck and I was driving my girlfriend Nikita's truck. Next thing I know, David and I were talking and Christina, boyfriend Chance, and Stephen were throwing rocks at our trucks. In a split second, I saw the gun go off. David had a gun and was shooting at Stephen and Chance. I didn't pull the trigger, I did not have a gun. It was my roommate David that had a gun and pulled the trigger.
They killed him. Stephen, please hurry. Oh my God.
Detectives say they have 1 person in custody and are still looking for 2 others.
Got out of there and my girlfriend Nikita and I went home.
After a near 2-hour standoff, 2 people, a man and a woman, were taken into custody.
Next thing you knew, 1 o'clock in the morning, the SWAT team was pulling me out of my bed with Nikita. I was charged with 2nd-degree murder and 2nd-degree attempted murder. I spent almost 3 years behind bars. I've always wanted to just set the record straight. I want the lies to stop, I want the drama to stop, and I want Stephen's mom, Christina, to leave me alone.
Well, Devin, tell me why you're here.
I want to get this resolved. I want the truth to come out. I mean, I never shot Stephen.
Then take a lie detector test.
Let's do it.
Do it.
Okay.
I want proof that you did not pull that trigger.
You were not in the truck that the shots came from, correct?
No.
That was your truck, but you weren't in it. You were in your girlfriend's truck.
Correct.
But you were part of this. Did you deserve to be punished for this?
Yes.
And why? What did you do wrong here?
I shouldn't have been involved at all. I should have turned Nikita's phone off that night. When I turned my phone off, I kept feeding into it just like they kept feeding into it. When I turned my phone off, they came out there to my house, which was 8 miles away from hers, looking for me.
That's not true. You were on speakerphone. I was there the whole time. I heard every single word you said.
Did you come to Stephen's house?
No.
The 2 trucks were not at Stephen's house?
No, they were in a parking lot down the street.
Okay. Well, now, according to court documents, Nikita owned a maroon Chevy pickup and Devin owned a white Ford truck. However, the day of the murder, David Fontenot was driving Devin's white Ford truck and Devin was driving Nikita's maroon Chevy pickup with Nikita. Now, it's reported that the white Ford truck was at the location of the shooting. That's what the court record shows. So the white truck was at the shooting. That's your truck.
Correct.
Was the maroon truck there also?
Yes.
Okay,
so in the parking lot of Wayne Lanes.
Because Nikita,
her house is on a whole different street. I'm not sure the name of the street, but it's off of Highway 27.
Okay.
The shooting happened over here on Highway 27. The trucks were in this parking lot.
Well, the trucks were together, though. You said they were throwing rocks at your trucks,
yes.
Plural. So the 2 trucks were together.
Correct.
But not at the house. The 2 trucks were together in a parking lot.
Correct.
And so what did you do then?
David had pulled off, and I started following him, and they had started running, Chance and Stephen. And then we pulled off in another driveway, And then David pulled off again when he slowed down in the middle of the highway. And then all of a sudden I see the cab of my truck light up like 5 or 6 times. And I turned around in the middle of the road and I left.
Do you ever tell the truth? It's all on camera. You stopped and shot my son.
I stopped and shot your son?
You left Stephen in a ditch, shot, riddled with bullet holes. You went to your house. You hid the gun behind your building. And then you went in and went to sleep because you were tired. What kind of friend does that?
What human can do that?
Exactly.
I did not kill Stephen.
Really? Why did you not turn around to help your friend? Why did you not call the police? Why did you not get your ass out of that truck and help my son? Because you know what? You didn't get to see the aftermath, but you will today. You need to see what you did. You calling my house and saying you're going to gun down everybody in my house?
I started calling my girlfriend's phone and harassing her.
Really? That's why we have the voicemail from her saying that y'all were going to blow his brains out that night. And then he was killed 6 hours later.
And I went to jail for having a part of it.
It's your fault.
No, it's not my fault. I didn't tell nobody to shoot anyone.
You are such a liar. You never know how to tell the truth.
Devin yelled, "Bust a cap in their ass, bust a cap in their ass." Do you remember saying that?
No, it's not true.
So she's lying.
Yeah, that sounds like something off of a movie.
And later, we have the clothes that he was wearing that night. You see the blood. You see the bullet holes. No. Here's what your girlfriend says, quote, "We were parked in the parking lot of Wayne and Lane's, and David and Devin had a conversation of where they wanted to get cigarettes. And while that was happening, rocks were being thrown at my truck. And then at that point, David had took off a bit, and then out of the window, Devin yelled at him, 'There they are, bust a cap in their ass, bust a cap in their ass.'" Do you remember saying that?
No, that's not true.
So she's lying.
Yeah, that sounds like something off of a movie. No one would say that in real life.
This is no movie, I assure you.
And David pulled off the road, pulled into a little side parking spot thing next to Jerry's Marine, and pulled out as soon as we pulled in behind him. Stopped dead in the middle of the road, and he shot at Stephen. Now, the state produced a video recording obtained from Jerry's Marine security system showing a white truck, behind it a dark truck, and a man running down the fence line of the property. Several white flashes could be seen coming out of the passenger side window of the white truck before it sped away. Is that part true?
Yes, that part.
But your girlfriend's lying when she says that you were yelling.
Yeah, she got to deal with the state to testify.
Yeah.
She said on the stand.
They got their money's worth, apparently, because she's saying you're yelling, "Bust a cap in their ass."
Yeah. My lawyer got her to say on the stand that she's a liar and she lies for no reason.
Again, you still are not answering the question. Why do you call my son your friend and leave him laying in a ditch and not call 911 or stop and give him help?
I never knew he was in the ditch. I didn't know he was shot at that time.
You were watching him get shot at. When David took off,
the first time I seen
David was
a
in the
shot
other
go off,
truck,
I turned around and left.
If David was in your truck and he's the one that shot Stephen and he took off, why did you not get your rear end out of your vehicle in Nikita's vehicle or whatever you're saying you are and help Stephen?
On reflection, I'm trying to bring some sensibility to this. On reflection, do you wish you had checked on Stephen? I mean,
yes,
your friend's shooting at you know he's being shot at.
I knew David was shooting. If I'd have known Stephen was shot, I'd have jumped out of my truck and went and tried to help him.
Okay, well, just so we have a understanding of who's involved here, I made a chart so everyone understands. Now, Christina, you know, is Stephen's mother, and you were dating Chance, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Devin, you and Stephen were friends?
Yes.
Okay. Now, you were dating Nikita, and David Fontenot was your roommate.
Correct.
Okay. Now, David Fontenot was convicted of second-degree murder and second-degree attempted murder because he was convicted as being the one that pulled the trigger, fired the shots that killed Stefan. He denied this, but he was convicted. He took it up on appeal, and his appeal was rejected.
Exactly.
Okay? So these three were the ones that were arrested and involved that night, correct? And these two, Chance and Stefan, were the ones that were supposedly running up on the trucks and throwing rocks, correct?
Yes. I turned my phone off, and then they started calling Nikita's phone.
That's Chance calling, not Christina.
Yeah, but Christina's in the background yelling, beat his ass.
Really? From me?
Christina claims Devin has harassed and stalked her since all of this happened and says this has just got to end. And yet Devin claims that's not true and that it's the other way around, that it's Christina that is harassing him,
If I was
is
harassing
stalking
him, why didn't you
him
call
on the internet and trying to ruin his life. Well, we're going to get to the bottom of all of this when Devin's sister, Kristen, joins us right after the break.
What happened to Stefan was horrible, but the aftermath has been horrible as well. When I see Christina, I don't feel comfortable around her. Christina has created such a campaign of hate against my brother that other people that she knows are even saying they're going to hang him from a tree.
Closed captioning provided by...
Since my son's death, I live in constant fear. Knowing that Devin's a free man and walking the streets, it terrifies me. I fear that Devin wants to harm me and my other children. While Devin was in jail, he gave my physical address to other inmates and had them write letters to me, telling me how miserable Devin was in jail.
I feel like Christina is harassing me. I have a 13-month-old daughter, and she is posting on Facebook that she hopes my daughter knows that I'm a killer.
2 days ago, I found our dog dead in the backyard. I felt fear that Devin killed my dog.
I want to move on in my life. I feel like Christina should do the same.
I know what Devin's capable of, and what's to stop him from doing it again?
We've been talking with Christina, who is here describing what she considers an unsolved murder of her 20-year-old son, Stefan. Now, she believes her son's friend, Devin, pulled the trigger and shot her son to death. Now, Devin's sister, Kristen, says she believes there is no way her brother could have been responsible for Stefan's death. She says he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I'm Devin's older sister, and we've always been very close. If anything, this whole ordeal has made Devin and I even closer. Stefan and Devin were good friends. Stefan even came to my family's celebrations, like my son's baptism. My brother Devin had a close friendship with Stefan's mom, Christina. I later found out that Christina would write notes to Devin's school pretending to be our mom. She would do that to get him out of school, so they must have been close. I just think my brother Devin, he was in the wrong place at the wrong time.
Deputies found a young man with severe trauma to his head and other parts of his body.
What happened to Stefan was horrible, but the aftermath has been horrible as well. When I see Christina, I don't feel comfortable around her. She says such bad things about my family. Every time I'm on social media, I see her calling my brother a murderer or a killer. She has said crazy things, even like Devin's daughter is the spawn of Satan. If she had her way, he would be dead. Christina has created such a campaign of hate against my brother that other people that she knows are even saying they're going to hang him from a tree. I'm concerned about my safety. I'm concerned about Devin's safety, my entire family, my children. This has got to stop.
All right, thank you for being here. You do not believe that your brother is blameless in this situation.
No, I don't.
You believe that he had an involvement he shouldn't have been involved, right?
Right.
You just are saying you don't believe that he pulled the trigger and shot his friend.
There's no way. No, he would not do that.
Yeah, you're a sister. We expect you to advocate for your brother. I would not think much of you if you didn't. Okay, just so everybody knows, here's an aerial view of the crime scene location. Now, this map shows an aerial view of the crime scene, and this is the house, correct?
Yes.
This is where you live.
Yes.
And this is the Double G beverage barn that you're talking about here. This is Wayne and Lane's, where you were talking about, and this is Jerry's Marine. Okay, can you tell me where he was found exactly?
They came out. This is our house. This is the vet's. Stephen turned the corner, and this is Wayne's. Stephen's memorial site is right here on the side of the road.
Okay.
Which is not far. I mean, it looks big on this, but it's really not that far. But
no, I understand.
You can't see anything from that house.
I'm sorry?
You can't see any of that from her house.
Right. So you say the trucks were here and revving their engines.
Yes.
What parking lot were you in when the rocks were being thrown?
We were in the Wayne and Lane's parking lot.
Okay. Okay, so you say you guys were parked here, the two trucks were parked here, correct?
Yeah.
And you followed him. Where did the truck go? You said there was a little side
They
park.
come throwing rocks like right here, and he pulled out right here and went down this way and then pulled in this little driveway.
Uh-huh.
And when I pulled in right behind him, he started pulling out. And then I followed him to about right there, and then I turned around right there and went back the other way.
So you're saying that the shots were fired, he stopped in the road, and the shots were fired from right here?
Yes.
However, he should have stayed right here where his so-called friend was at.
Okay, gotcha.
Dying in a ditch, and helped him.
Okay.
But you're saying I shot him.
But you followed him up to right here, and when you heard the shots, you made a U-turn?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Does it make common sense to you that you should have checked on your friend?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't know he was shot. I didn't know until later that night.
You're saying that your roommate had gone off the rails here and started shooting at your friend.
For what purpose? What reason?
I don't know why he shot him. Maybe he's crazy.
Somebody is.
This is her son's blood. You understand how she feels about that?
I don't know what she's going through, but I know it has to be horrible. But I didn't shoot him.
Closed captioning provided by... This was a tragic situation. Listen to the 911 call. Understand the tragedy of this situation.
911, where's your emergency?
I think my buddy's shot. Y'all need to hurry up. Oh my God. Y'all need to hurry, please.
Chance.
Y'all need to hurry up. He's shot.
Chance, where was he shot at?
Oh my God. Y'all gotta hurry. Come on, Stephen.
Is he breathing, Chance?
I'm trying to keep him going. It's not. Come on, Stephen. They killed him. Oh my God.
Sometimes we don't think about how real this is and how real this gets. We have the clothes that he was wearing that night. And you see the blood. You see the bullet holes. You see that he was shot here. And when you look at this is her son's blood. Do you understand how she feels about that?
I don't understand how she feels. I couldn't imagine losing a son or a daughter. I don't know what she's going through, but I know it has to be horrible. But I didn't shoot him. That's why I'm here today. She knows I didn't shoot him.
But you knew he was being shot at from your truck by your roommate with a gun that you were involved with, and you drove off and went home and went to bed.
Yeah, and I went to prison for it. I should have called the cops on my roommate.
You didn't go to prison for what you should have gone to prison for. He is the sole reason my son is dead no matter what.
I messed up. I didn't call the cops.
This isn't a mess up. This is a death. My son is gone.
Yeah,
this is not a mess up.
I can't bring him back.
Are you harassing her now?
No. I've been in prison.
I don't know. Just conveniently, you get out of prison Saturday and my dog's dead in the middle of the week with a broken neck.
Okay.
Did you kill her dog?
No.
Are you harassing her?
No.
When we asked Devin if he had any evidence to provide showing that Christina had harassed him, rather than him harassing her, he provided these social media messages. I wish Devin would die. Sorry if people don't like this post, but it's how I feel. I wish he would do the world a huge favor. He doesn't deserve to be on this earth. He's a coward and a murdering piece of blank. He lives his life like the boy he killed was nothing. He was so jealous of Stefan that he had his life ended. He is scum of the earth. He is a low-life, sleaze bucket coward that deserves to be where he put my son, 6 feet under the ground. These are my feelings, and I'm allowed to share them.
That's right.
Sad, a killer is out making babies. Blank and Devin Baden. I hope nothing but awful things to happen to them. And if you don't like my post, you can go blank yourself too. I hope they all end up 6 feet under. Stupid ass blank.
Yep.
So his child deserves to die?
No, I've actually posted, I'm sure you didn't bring those, about how I feel sorry for the little girl. I seriously do.
He's a good father to her.
He just got out of prison.
And she's been visiting in there.
How good of a father can he be? He was in prison when she was born, and he just got out.
I see her every month.
Yes.
Let's take a break. We'll be right back.
I don't believe a word that comes out of Devin's mouth. I feel Devin pulled the trigger and he knows it.
Devin Blake Baddaugh is charged with murdering Bergeron.
The victim was brought to the hospital where he was later pronounced dead.
We've got an ambulance notified, okay?
Devin, if you are so truthful and everything is on the up and up, I'd like you to take a lie detector test.
I don't have anything to hide from that night.
Devin, they killed him.
I just have one question, Devin. Did you pull the trigger on the gun that killed my son?
First off, you believe that he actually pulled the trigger and shot your son?
Yes.
I have to tell you that I see absolutely no evidence to suggest that he pulled the trigger in this case. The trial court didn't see any evidence that he pulled the trigger. When they convicted David Fontenot of having done so, he appealed that to the appellate court, and they reviewed all of the evidence and some additional submissions that his attorneys made for reconsideration, and the appellate court concluded that the trial court was correct in assuming that he in fact was the shooter and affirmed the trial court's decision. The state did produce a video recording obtained from Jerry's marine security system showing a white truck, behind it a dark truck, and a man running down a fence line of the property. Several white flashes could be seen coming out of the passenger side window of the white truck before it sped away. Now, the maroon truck made a U-turn and left. And in fact, we know that he went home and was found there in bed. Because he left in the maroon truck. He wasn't in the white truck. The white truck is where the gunshots came from. Casings were found in the white truck. They forensically matched the shell fragments that were found in the wall inside the building and that penetrated your son. Chance even stated that he and Stefan first passed the defendant, Fontenot, driving the white truck.
Right.
He can't drive two trucks.
Right.
The worst thing in the world you could do is decide that the wrong person pulled the trigger, and therefore the person that actually did
And that's why I wanted to know the
It's not held
truth.
accountable for you.
That's why I want to know the truth. I don't want somebody to be in jail for the rest of their life because they got a court-appointed attorney instead of some expensive attorney from a well-named family in a small town that we literally have 3 streets in. So I don't want somebody to spend the rest of their life in prison if they didn't pull the trigger. And that's why I questioned why there was no gun residue testing done, why there was no fingerprinting done.
I don't run that police department, and what could have happened did. I don't know why they didn't do what they did and didn't do.
Me personally, I
What
just
I can
think
tell
they
you
all
is
3
what?
belong in jail.
Well, that's not up to you, sadly. Decisions were made, and you know, he can't go down and volunteer to do more time. He's done what he can do. If he's pulled the trigger, then you would be very just in your feelings about this. The evidence suggests he didn't. He's agreed to take a lie detector test to prove to you that he didn't. But my question to you is, if he does that, and if it is made clear to you that he did not pull the trigger, what are you going to do with that information? And I have questions of you of what you're going to do moving forward. We're going to talk about all of that right after the break. Closed captioning provided by Run-ins with the Law. You are a father. You need to straighten up and behave yourself. You owe that to your child. And you can do that. You've got people that love you in your life. Straighten up and quit doing stuff that puts you in conflict with the authorities. Just hear me about that. You don't honor Stephen by sending the kind of post and stuff that you're putting him. That doesn't. He would. That's not who you describe him as being.
And it's not who I am. That's why I wanted to come on the show, because well, you have so much anger, feeling and knowing in your heart somebody is the reason your child's dead, that you think you know hate. You never know hate until you've seen your child laying on an autopsy table with pieces of metal holding his eyeballs open. Only his eyeballs aren't there because they're shot out of his head.
I'll have to take your word for that,
darkness
because
on your heart, and so it's lots of prayer.
But
that's why I wanted answers.
I understand the words you're saying. I can't understand the emotions that you're feeling, but that's probably good. Because if I did understand it, if I was down in that dark hole with you, I couldn't help you. I can only help you if I'm still up here on ground trying to pull you out of that hole. If it helps you get closure for him to take a lie detector test, a polygraph, as to whether he pulled that trigger or not, he has said he will do that. You will do that, correct?
Yes.
This is Jack Tremarco right here. I asked him to come here today. He will do that. He is a former FBI profiler and polygraph examiner. He has his equipment here. He's ready to administer this. He will get you that answer. And I can tell you what the answer is going to be, but if you want to see it scientifically, then I think that would be great. My question is, once you have that answer, what are you prepared to do?
Let go of so much of the hate. The hate consumes me.
I understand that it does. Then there can be some peace here. Can we do that?
I'd be
Jack,
happy with that.
Can you do this for us?
Absolutely can.
I want to thank Jack Tremarco. Jack, thanks for being here to do this. I think it can really be a beginning point here. And I do want to thank everybody here. And we do all of this in the remembrance of Stephen. So thank you. We'll see you next time. Thanks for being here.
What I want to share with you are the 2 relevant questions that I asked Devin. Did you shoot a gun at Stephen on April 13, 2011? He said no. I also asked him, with a pistol, did you shoot Stefan during April 2011? He said no. The results of this test are non-deceptive, so there's no doubt in my mind that he did not shoot your son on that evening.
That's good. That means the right person's in jail for life. Thank you for taking the test.
I'm sorry.
It just should have never happened.
I know it shouldn't. I love you like mom. I love Stefan. And now Christina knows I didn't shoot her son. And hopefully we can move forward from this.
Knowing that Devin's passed the test, it helps me release some of my anger towards him. I'd like to say to Dr. Field that I appreciate all of his effort to try to get some answers for me so that I can start grieving.